how did the blogosphere react to the $1 billion Instagram deal yesterday? We got the social media maven, Emily Steele, joining us on the set there. And he's being Instagrammed. That's great. So, Emily, what was the reaction? Then we'll give you Peter's reaction.
Yeah, so it was really interesting. We posted 3 different messages to our main social media accounts. So we did one on Instagram, which we just started in January. We did another on Twitter, and then another on Facebook, asking people's reaction to the deal. And each of those audiences had very different and distinct reactions. People on Instagram were really upset. They were really outraged. People said things like, it will get full of spam and people selling things. This is just another way to lose your personal data. I hate this. I hope they don't track my trends and respect my privacy. How many adverts are they going to cram in? I love this, but this deal with Facebook really worries me.
And there's a quote here in your blog post, quote, "The boutique app that I truly enjoyed using on a daily basis is going to fade out of my life into memory."
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's pretty strong. That's like, it's gone, I don't want it anymore.
And I feel like what a lot of people had responded to, and I know even what some of my friends are saying, is that they're using Instagram in a very different and distinct way as how they're using Twitter and how they're using Facebook. And it's kind of emerged as this smaller, we've talked about this before, this smaller, kind of more intimate social network. And they're afraid that commingling those two could really
and they've said all the right things. We're going to run this as a separate company. We're not going to shove them together. And they might.
Right.
And I get what you're saying. I mean, I use both
I might
Facebook.
grow another inch.
I post photos to Facebook using my phone and Instagram, and I do
and
separate.
Do you do separate photos?
I do the separate photos. Sometimes I commingle, but I sort of have a different use case for each one of them. So I don't want them merged together.
Right.
And the guys at Facebook aren't really dumb, so I don't think they'll do that right away. I think the worry is that over time they might, or just as terrifying, right? If you want to be cynical about it, you can argue, look, Facebook bought this because it's a threat to Facebook. So at some point they just stop supporting it.
Right.
Over time and hope it sort of goes away and withers off, because the core thing is Facebook, not Instagram.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so those are all worrisome.
It is rare to buy a company and leave it completely alone. In corporate America, that is not usually what happens. I mean, General Electric in some sense used to do that. They used to have a lot of different companies, but they used to send the head corporate office staff there to help run those businesses and tell them how to run it. I cannot imagine that this will be truly an arm's length thing.
But the flip side of this is that Instagram was going to have to, it was already changing. It had Android, there was all sorts of felling over that. And look, Instagram was revenue free. There was no way for a user to spend money or be monetized by Instagram. That had to change over time, probably would involve ads, and people would complain about that. So if, everyone sort of liked Instagram was this precious little jewel of a free service, but that wasn't always going to stay that way.
And that's what somebody was telling me today. One of my sources had said that, Instagram is going to have to figure out a way to make money anyway, and this almost kind of keeps it as this idealistic app or product or site, and that if they do start kind of infiltrating the app with ads, that it's going to be Facebook that was the bad guy that came in and ruined the product.
And everyone can look back upon the halcyon days, the halcyon days, the salad days, if you like. We've got to leave it there. Thank you very much. Emily Steele. Check out more on that on Emily's Digit blog.